Well, it's been a while, huh? I wanted to jump back on here today. I'd say thanks to all of you who have been watching our recorded messages here at NHF. I am sorry I've been gone for 2 or 3 months now, but I wanted to come back on and say, hey, I'm going to start doing some more midweek thoughts with you, starting hopefully next week. I looked back and I found out I'd started doing these way back in March of 2020. And you can probably guess why. What was the significance of that date? But there's been a couple of times I've taken, a couple of months off because I just didn't think I had anything worthwhile to share, any thoughts that are worth sharing with you. And sometimes when you stop something, it's hard to get going again. But I'm committed. I'm going to start again next week. And one of those things is like church. Once you stop going, it's hard to go back. And that's actually one of the things, the thoughts that I have to share with you in the coming weeks. I guess we're going to call it de-churching now. But what makes people leave church? What makes them come back? Are they ever going to come back? But then I also have some thoughts I'm going to share with you about AI. I think I've done some of those before, and advertising. How does Satan use your neighborhood app? Don't worry, I'm not saying your phone and apps are evil, but stick with me for that. And maybe some leftovers from the sermon series I'm just finishing on the book of Judges. Lots of stuff in there I just didn't have time for on Sunday's messages. And maybe experiment with this format, the length of it. If you have thoughts, you don't want to hear from me at all, I'd even encourage you to say that. I might edit it if you get too blue, but anyway. I wanted to just let you know, hey, we're planning to be back next week. Thanks to all of you who continue to watch. And even though I wasn't posting, we had a couple huge months here, June and July, on our YouTube page with some older posts that we had. So I thought it was important for me to come back and share some more thoughts with you. But I wanted to end today with a joke. I know I have not done jokes for a long time. So if that's the only reason you're watching, you will leave satisfied today. So there's a young boy that enters a barbershop. And the barber sees him come in, and you can see this interaction happens often. The barber says to the guy whose hair he's cutting, he says, "This is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch, I'll prove it to you." So the barber puts $1 in one hand, and he's got 2 quarters in the other hand, and he calls the kid over and says, "Hey, which one do you want, son?" So the kid takes the 50 cents, the 2 quarters, and he leaves. And the barber says, "What did I tell you? This is just the dumbest kid. He never learns." So the barber finishes cutting his hair, and the guy goes out, and he sees the kid coming out from the ice cream store across the street. And he says, "Hey, kid, come over here. I want to ask you a question." He says, Why do you take the 40 cents instead of the $1? And the boy licks his ice cream cone and says, "Because the day I take the $1, this game is over." So who's the smarter one in that story, huh? Keep that in mind as you move forward and you think your kids aren't as smart as some of the other ones are. Anyway, thanks for watching. Share, as always, share your comments, like, share, and we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Well, X, we're going to call it now, I guess. So it's going to take a while for me to get used to saying that. But anyway, appreciate you watching. Hang in there, and we'll see you next week.